Chapters 21 through 25 of the Book of Genesis, from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Mark Penfold. Chapters 21 through 25 of Genesis, from the Young's Literal Translation. Chapter 21. And Jehovah hath looked after Sarah as he hath said, and Jehovah doth to Sarah as he hath spoken. And Sarah conceiveth, and beareth a son to Abraham, to his old age, at the appointed time that God hath spoken of with him. And Abraham calleth the name of his son who is born to him, whom Sarah hath borne to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumciseth Isaac his son, being a son of 8 days, as God hath commanded him. And Abraham is a son of 100 years in Isaac his son being born to him. And Sarah saith, God hath made laughter for me. Every one who is hearing laugheth for me. She saith also, Who hath said to Abraham, Sarah hath suckled sons, that I have borne a son for his old age? And the lad groweth, and is weaned, and Abraham maketh a great banquet in the day of Isaac's being weaned. And Sarah seeth the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she hath borne to Abraham, mocking. And she saith to Abraham, Cast out this handmaid and her son, for the son of this handmaid hath no possession with my son, with Isaac. And the thing is very wrong in the eyes of Abraham, for his son's sake. And God saith unto Abraham, Let it not be wrong in thine eyes because of the youth, and because of thy handmaid. All that Sarah saith unto thee, hearken to her voice, for in Isaac is a seed called to thee. As to the son of the handmaid also, for a nation I set him, because he is thy seed. And Abraham riseth early in the morning, and taketh bread, and a bottle of water, and giveth unto Hagar, placing it on her shoulder, also the lad, and sendeth her out. And she goeth on, and goeth astray in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water is consumed from the bottle, and she placeth the lad under one of the shrubs. And she goeth and sitteth by herself over against, afar off, about a bowshot. For she said, Let me not look on the death of the lad. And she sitteth over against, and lifteth up her voice, and weepeth. And God heareth the voice of the youth. And the messenger of God calleth unto Hagar from the heavens, and saith to her, What to thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath hearkened unto the voice of the youth where he is. Rise, lift up the youth, and lay hold on him with thy hand. For a great nation I set him. And God openeth her eyes, and she seeth a well of water. And she goeth and filleth the bottle with water, and causeth the youth to drink. And God is with the youth, and he groweth and dwelleth in the wilderness, and is an archer. And he dwelleth in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother taketh for him a wife from the land of Egypt. And it cometh to pass at that time that Abimelech speaketh, Phicol also, head of his host, unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou art doing. And now swear to me by God here, thou dost not lie to me, or to my continuator, or to my successor. According to the kindness which I have done with thee, thou dost with me, and with the land in which thou hast sojourned. And Abraham saith, I do swear. And Abraham reasoned with Abimelech concerning the matter of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants have taken violently away. And Abimelech saith, I have not known who hath done this thing, and even thou didst not declare to me, and also I have not heard, save today. And Abraham taketh sheep and oxen, and giveth to Abimelech, and they make both of them a covenant. And Abraham setteth 7 lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech saith unto Abraham, What are they, these 7 lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he saith, For the 7 lambs thou dost accept from my hand, so that it becometh a witness for me that I have digged this well. Therefore hath he called that place Beersheba, for there have both of them sworn. And they make a covenant in Beersheba, and Abimelech riseth, Phicol also, head of his host, and they turn back unto the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planteth a tamarisk in Beersheba, and preacheth there in the name of Jehovah, God age-during. And Abraham sojourneth in the land of the Philistines many days. Chapter 22. And it cometh to pass after these things, that God hath tried Abraham, and saith unto him, Abraham! And he saith, Here am I. And he saith, Take, I pray thee, thy son, thine only one whom thou hast loved, even Isaac, and go for thyself unto the land of Moriah, and cause him to ascend there for a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I speak unto thee. And Abraham riseth early in the morning, and saddleth his ass, and taketh 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and he cleaveth the wood of the burnt offering, and riseth and goeth unto the place of which God hath spoken to him. On the 3rd day Abraham lifteth up his eyes, and seeth the place from afar. And Abraham saith unto his young men, Remain by yourselves here with the ass, and I and the youth go yonder and worship, and turn back unto you. And Abraham taketh the wood of the burnt offering, and placeth on Isaac his son, and he taketh in his hand the fire and the knife, and they go on both of them together. And Isaac speaketh unto Abraham his father, and saith, My father? And he saith, Here am I, my son. And he saith, Lo, the fire and the wood, and where the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham saith, God doth provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. And they go on both of them together. And they come in unto the place of which God hath spoken to him. And there Abraham buildeth the altar, and arrangeth the wood, and bindeth Isaac his son, and placeth him upon the altar above the wood. And Abraham putteth forth his hand, and taketh the knife to slaughter his son. And the messenger of Jehovah calleth unto him from the heavens, and saith, Abraham! Abraham! And he saith, Here am I. And he saith, Put not forth thine hand unto the youth, nor do anything to him. For now I have known that thou art fearing God, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only one, from me. And Abraham lifteth up his eyes, and looketh, and lo, a ram behind, seized in a thicket by its horns. And Abraham goeth and taketh the ram, and causeth it to ascend for a burnt offering instead of his son. And Abraham calleth the name of that place Jehovah-Jireh, because it is said this day in the mount, Jehovah doth provide. And the messenger of Jehovah calleth unto Abraham a 2nd time from the heavens, and saith, By myself I have sworn, the affirmation of Jehovah, that because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only one, that blessing I bless thee, and multiplying I multiply thy seed as stars of the heavens, and as sand which is on the seashore. And thy seed doth possess the gate of his enemies. And blessed themselves in thy seed have all nations of the earth, because that thou hast hearkened to my voice. And Abraham turneth back unto his young men, and they rise and go together unto Beersheba. And Abraham dwelleth in Beersheba. And it cometh to pass after these things, that it is declared to Abraham, saying, Lo, Milcah hath borne, even she, sons to Nahor thy brother, Huz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel father of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jidlaph, and Bethuel. And Bethuel hath begotten Rebekah. These 8 hath Milcah borne to Nahor, Abraham's brother. And his concubine, whose name is Reumah, she also hath borne Tebah, and Gaham, and Tahash, and Maacah. Chapter 23. And the life of Sarah is 127 years, years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah dieth in Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham goeth in to mourn for Sarah, and to bewail her. And Abraham riseth up from the presence of his dead, and speaketh unto the sons of Heth, saying, A sojourner and a settler I am with you. Give to me a possession of a burying place with you, and I bury my dead from before me. And the sons of Heth answer Abraham, saying to him, Hear us, my lord. A prince of God art thou in our midst. In the choice of our burying places bury thy dead. None of us his burying place doth withhold from thee, from burying thy dead. And Abraham riseth and boweth himself to the people of the land, to the sons of Heth, and he speaketh with them, saying, If it is your desire to bury my dead from before me, hear me, and meet for me with Ephron son of Zohar. And he giveth to me the cave of Machpelah, which he hath, which is in the extremity of his field. For full money doth he give it to me in your midst, for a possession of a burying place. And Ephron is sitting in the midst of the sons of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answereth Abraham in the ears of the sons of Heth, of all those entering the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my lord, hear me. The field I have given to thee, and the cave that is in it, to thee I have given it. Before the eyes of the sons of my people I have given it to thee. Bury thy dead. And Abraham boweth himself before the people of the land, and speaketh unto Ephron in the ears of the people of the land, saying, Only if thou wouldst hear me, I have given the money of the field, accept from me, and I bury my dead there. And Ephron answereth Abraham, saying to him, My lord, hear me. The land, 400 shekels of silver between me and thee. What is it? Thy dead bury. And Abraham hearkeneth unto Ephron. And Abraham weigheth to Ephron the silver which he hath spoken of in the ears of the sons of Heth, 400 silver shekels, passing with the merchant. And established are the field of Ephron, which is in Machpelah, which is for Mamre, the field and the cave which is in it, and all the trees which are in the field, which are in all its borders round about, to Abraham by purchase, before the eyes of the sons of Heth, among all entering the gate of his city. And after this hath Abraham buried Sarah his wife at the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, which is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And established are the field and the cave which is in it, to Abraham for a possession of a burying place from the sons of Heth. Chapter 24. And Abraham is old, he hath entered into days, and Jehovah hath blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham saith unto his servant, the eldest of his house, who is ruling over all that he hath, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I cause thee to swear by Jehovah, God of the heavens and God of the earth, that thou dost not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanite, in the midst of whom I am dwelling. But unto my land and unto my kindred dost thou go, and hast taken a wife for my son, for Isaac. And the servant saith unto him, It may be that the woman is not willing to come after me unto this land. Do I at all cause thy son to turn back unto the land from whence thou camest out? And Abraham saith unto him, Take heed to thyself, lest thou cause my son to turn back thither. Jehovah, God of the heavens, who hath taken me from the house of my father, and from the land of my birth, and who hath spoken to me, and who hath sworn to me, saying, To thy seed I give this land, he doth send his messenger before thee, and thou hast taken a wife for my son from thence. And if the woman be not willing to come after thee, then thou hast been acquitted from this mine oath. Only my son thou dost not cause to turn back thither. And the servant putteth his hand under the thigh of Abraham his lord, and sweareth to him concerning this matter. And the servant taketh 10 camels of the camels of his lord, and goeth, also of all the goods of his lord in his hand. And he riseth, and goeth unto Aram Naharaim, unto the city of Nahor. And he causeth the camels to kneel at the outside of the city, at the well of water, at eventime, at the time of the coming out of the women who draw water. And he saith, Jehovah, God of my lord Abraham, cause to meet, I pray thee, before me this day, and do kindness with my lord Abraham. Lo, I am standing by the fountain of water, and daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. And it hath been, the young person unto whom I say, Incline, I pray thee, thy pitcher, and I drink. And she hath said, Drink, and I water also thy camels. Her thou hast decided for thy servant, for Isaac, and by it I know that thou hast done kindness with my lord. And it cometh to pass, before he hath finished speaking, that, lo, Rebekah, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, wife of Nahor, brother of Abraham, is coming out, and her pitcher on her shoulder. And the young person is of very good appearance, a virgin, and a man hath not known her. And she goeth down to the fountain, and filleth her pitcher, and cometh up. And the servant runneth to meet her, and saith, Let me swallow, I pray thee, a little water from thy pitcher. And she saith, Drink, my lord. And she hasteth, and letteth down her pitcher upon her hand, and giveth him drink. And she finisheth giving him drink, and saith, Also for thy camels I draw, till they have finished drinking. And she hasteth, and emptieth her pitcher into the drinking trough, and runneth again unto the well to draw, and draweth for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, remaineth silent, to know whether Jehovah hath made his way prosperous or not. And it cometh to pass, when the camels have finished drinking, that the man taketh a golden ring, whose weight is a bekah, and 2 bracelets for her hands, whose weight is 10 bekahs of gold, and saith, Whose daughter art thou? Declare to me, I pray thee, is the house of thy father a place for us to lodge in? And she saith unto him, I am daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah, whom she hath borne to Nahor. She saith also unto him, Both straw and provender are abundant with us, also a place to lodge in. And the man boweth, and doth obeisance to Jehovah, and saith, Blessed is Jehovah, God of my lord Abraham, who hath not left off his kindness and his truth with my lord. I, being in the way, Jehovah hath led me to the house of my lord's brethren. And the young person runneth, and declareth to the house of her mother according to these words. And Rebekah hath a brother, and his name is Laban. And Laban runneth unto the man who is without, unto the fountain. Yea, it cometh to pass, when he seeth the ring, and the bracelets on the hands of his sister, and when he heareth the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus hath the man spoken unto me, that he cometh in unto the man, and lo, he is standing by the camels, by the fountain. And he saith, Come in, O blessed one of Jehovah. Why standest thou without? And I have prepared the house and place for the camels. And he bringeth in the man into the house, and looseth the camels, and giveth straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the feet of the men who are with him, and setteth before him to eat. But he saith, I do not eat till I have spoken my word. And he saith, Speak. And he saith, I am Abraham's servant, and Jehovah hath blessed my lord exceedingly, and he is great, and he giveth to him flock and herd, and silver and gold, and menservants and maidservants, and camels and asses. And Sarah my lord's wife beareth a son to my lord, after she hath been aged, and he giveth to him all that he hath. And my lord causeth me to swear, saying, Thou dost not take a wife to my son from the daughters of the Canaanite, in whose land I am dwelling. If not, unto the house of my father thou dost go, and unto my family, and thou hast taken a wife for my son. And I say unto my lord, It may be the woman doth not come after me. And he saith unto me, Jehovah, before whom I have walked habitually, doth send his messenger with thee, and hath prospered thy way, and thou hast taken a wife for my son from my family, and from the house of my father. Then art thou acquitted from my oath, when thou comest unto my family, and if they give not one to thee, then thou hast been acquitted from my oath. And I come today unto the fountain, and I say, Jehovah, God of my lord Abraham, if thou art, I pray thee, making prosperous my way in which I am going, lo, I am standing by the fountain of water, then the virgin who is coming out to draw, and I have said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee, a little water from thy pitcher, and she hath said unto me, Both drink thou, and also for thy camels I draw. She is the woman whom Jehovah hath decided for my lord's son. Before I finish speaking unto my heart, then lo, Rebekah is coming out, and her pitcher on her shoulder, and she goeth down to the fountain, and draweth. And I say unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she hasteth, and letteth down her pitcher from off her, and saith, Drink, and thy camels also I water. And I drink, and the camels also she hath watered. And I ask her, and say, Whose daughter art thou? And she saith, Daughter of Bethuel, son of Nahor, whom Milcah hath borne to him. And I put the ring on her nose, and the bracelets on her hands, and I bow and do obeisance before Jehovah, and I bless Jehovah, God of my lord Abraham, who hath led me in the true way to receive the daughter of my lord's brother for his son. And now, if ye are dealing kindly and truly with my lord, declare to me, and if not, declare to me, and I turn unto the right or unto the left. And Laban answereth, Bethuel also, and they say, The thing hath gone out from Jehovah. We are not able to speak unto thee bad or good. Lo, Rebekah is before thee. Take and go, and she is a wife to thy lord's son, as Jehovah hath spoken. And it cometh to pass, when the servant of Abraham hath heard their words, that he boweth himself towards the earth before Jehovah. And the servant taketh out vessels of silver and vessels of gold, and garments, and giveth to Rebekah. Precious things also he hath given to her brother and to her mother. And they eat and drink, he and the men who are with him, and lodge all night. And they rise in the morning, and he saith, Send me to my lord. And her brother saith, her mother also, Let the young person abide with us a week or 10 days. Afterwards doth she go. And he saith unto them, Do not delay me, seeing Jehovah hath prospered my way. Send me away, and I go to my lord. And they say, Let us call for the young person, and ask at her mouth. And they call for Rebekah, and say unto her, Dost thou go with this man? And she saith, I go. And they send away Rebekah their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they bless Rebekah, and say to her, Thou art our sister. Become thousands of myriads, and thy seed doth possess the gate of those hating it. And Rebekah and her young women arise, and ride on the camels, and go after the man. And the servant taketh Rebekah, and goeth. And Isaac hath come in from the entrance of the well of the living one, my beholder, and he is dwelling in the land of the south. And Isaac goeth out to meditate in the field, at the turning of the evening. And he lifteth up his eyes, and looketh, and lo, camels are coming. And Rebekah lifteth up her eyes, and seeth Isaac, and alighteth from off the camel. And she saith unto the servant, Who is this man who is walking in the field to meet us? And the servant saith, It is my lord. And she taketh the veil, and covereth herself. And the servant recounteth to Isaac all the things that he hath done. And Isaac bringeth her in unto the tent of Sarah his mother, and he taketh Rebekah, and she becometh his wife. And he loveth her, and Isaac is comforted after the death of his mother. Chapter 25. And Abraham addeth and taketh a wife, and her name is Keturah. And she beareth to him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. And Jokshan hath begotten Sheba and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Ashurim, and Letushim, and Leumim. And the sons of Midian are Ephah, and Epher, and Hanok, and Abida, and Eldaah. All these are sons of Keturah. And Abraham giveth all that he hath to Isaac. And to the sons of the concubines whom Abraham hath given gifts, and sendeth them away from Isaac his son, in his being yet alive, eastward unto the east country. And these are the days of the years of the life of Abraham, which he lived, 175 years. And Abraham expireth, and dieth in a good old age, aged and satisfied, and is gathered unto his people. And Isaac and Ishmael his sons bury him at the cave of Machpelah, at the field of Ephron, son of Zohar the Hittite, which is before Mamre, the field which Abraham bought from the sons of Heth. There hath Abraham been buried, and Sarah his wife. And it cometh to pass after the death of Abraham, that God blesseth Isaac his son, and Isaac dwelleth by the well of the living one, my beholder. And these are births of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, hath borne to Abraham. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names according to their births. Firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Mibsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Massa, Hadar, and Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedema. These are sons of Ishmael, and these their names, by their villages and by their towers, 12 princes according to their peoples. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he expireth, and dieth, and is gathered unto his people. And they tabernacle from Havilah unto Shur, which is before Egypt, in thy going towards Ashur. In the presence of all his brethren hath he fallen. And these are births of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham hath begotten Isaac. And Isaac is a son of 40 years in his taking Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel the Aramean, from Padan Aram, sister of Laban the Aramean, to him for a wife. And Isaac maketh entreaty to Jehovah before his wife, for she is barren. And Jehovah is entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceiveth. And the children struggled together within her, and she saith, If it is right, why am I thus? And she goeth to seek Jehovah. And Jehovah saith to her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 peoples from thy bowels are parted. And the one people than the other people is stronger, and the elder doth serve the younger. And her days to bear are fulfilled, and lo, twins are in her womb. And the first cometh out all red as a hairy robe, and they call his name Esau. And afterwards hath his brother come out, and his hand is taking hold on Esau's heel, and one calleth his name Jacob. And Isaac is a son of 60 years in her bearing them. And the youths grew, and Esau is a man acquainted with hunting, a man of the field. And Jacob is a plain man, inhabiting tents. And Isaac loveth Esau, for his hunting is in his mouth, and Rebekah is loving Jacob. And Jacob boileth pottage, and Esau cometh in from the field, and he is weary. And Esau saith unto Jacob, Let me eat, I pray thee, some of this red thing, for I am weary. Therefore hath one called his name Edom, red. And Jacob saith, Sell today thy birthright to me. And Esau saith, Lo, I am going to die, and what is this to me, birthright? And Jacob saith, Swear to me today. And he sweareth to him, and selleth his birthright to Jacob. And Jacob hath given to Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he eateth and drinketh, and riseth and goeth. And Esau despiseth the birthright. The end of chapters 21 through 25 of the book of Ezekiel, from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible. Recording by Mark Penfold.